Okay, namaste and welcome to Satsang. Satsang is about the source of you, the very source of being. One of the things that baffles us the most, and I keep getting so many emails, as a matter of fact, 9 out of 10 emails are about emotional suffering. So today we're going to explore the secret of emotions. But in order to make it effective, I want your participation. Now, I had an email just a few days ago from a man. He's barely 40. He's in deep depression and he's thinking of ending his life. He said life is not worth living. This particular email, it was a long one, it really struck me, deep in my heart. And I thought, well, there is one thing that people don't seem to understand, no matter how much you read about emotions and the difference between thought and feeling. And until you know the difference, the suffering will go on, because we can keep saying, well, thought is not real, emotions, there's a movement of energy in the body through thought, blah, blah, blah. But until we know the difference between feeling and thought, we will not understand the true nature of emotion that causes all the known human pain. What is desperation? What is anguish? What is depression? What is loneliness? And I hope that this evening, as we go into the difference between thought and feeling, we begin to glimpse something very subtle. Now, for those of you who have not been here last week, I'll repeat the nature of thought. Okay? The nature of thought in very simple terms is this. Every human experience, and can you think of how many experiences there are? Every human experience, which runs into the trillions, leaves an impression. That impression floats in space. And we perceive it as a thought when we capture it. Now, how do we perceive it as a thought? Because these impressions that are floating in space, trillions of trillions of trillions of them, unimaginable to the human mind, are always looking for a home. Because that is the nature of thought. The world we experience is made up of our impressions, of how we think about the world. The world is neither good nor bad. It is what you think it is. A person ready to commit suicide, it's a hellish world. But a person who's just fallen in love, it's a beautiful world. A person who has found the real God in his own heart is a heaven. So what is then? You see? Is there a difference between spirit and the world? Is there? The mind will say immediately, yes, there is. There is no separation in anything. What's in heaven is on earth. Everything is one. So here we begin to see the similarity of thought and feeling. But until we know the difference between them, we will not understand. So when I had this email from this man, and I've been doing hypnotherapy for 30 years, and I've met a lot of people with pain, and I know that they can't be reached with words. They have to be reached through exploration, through the heart, through feeling. But every time I say to a person, feel it, let's feel it, they don't know what I'm talking about, and I've found this through experience. They think to feel it emotionally. Emotion is not a pure feeling. It comes from thought. But until we understand thought and feeling, we will not understand. So let's go back to thought. Now, thought is an impression, and it's looking for a home. So if you were brought up without warmth in the family, and that's what truth is. Truth is warmth. It's not something you read from a book or the Bible. Okay? It is love. So when you if you haven't been brought up without this, then automatically, without realizing it, you just go searching for it. And people who've been brought up with a single mother or a single father, for example, they also feel something is missing. You see? So we go in search. Now, when you go in search for love, you might find love, but the moment you find it, you become so comfortable with the thought of needing love that you even sabotage the very love you receive. So this is the dynamic, and we're always drawing to ourselves what these impressions are telling us, and they correspond to our feeling, thinking, being. If you enter a room, for example, and in this room there's been a lot of fighting, there's a lot of conflict going on, you'd feel it in your body. But you'd feel it according to how you resonate to that conflict. Are you with me so far? You always feel these impressions that are floating around according to how you perceive your own self-image, how you perceive yourself. In other words, to make it very simple, okay? You attract the corresponding impressions floating around according to the lack that you feel in you. If you don't feel any lack at all, you don't attract these thoughts. You see? You feel quite pure, you feel quite good. Okay? So this is very, very important to understand. Now that's what a thought is. Now can we live without thought? It's not possible. Without thought, we cannot survive. Without thought, we never learn how to use computers. We never learn how to function in the world. You see? And how to even explore creatively in the moment. So thought is an essential part. As a matter of fact, in the Bible it's given as the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was made flesh. You see? Because the body itself is thought, memory, DNA, cellular memory. Okay? It appears very real to us because of our senses. But then again, what are senses? They are derived from feeling. And now we go back to feeling. Now the moment we think about feeling, we think about emotional feeling. That's the human nature immediately. Oh, I can feel that because we're feeling something in the body. No, that's an emotion. That's a sensation. I'm talking about feeling. So what is feeling? That's what spirituality is about. To understand feeling. You know what feeling is? You, right now, looking. You can feel the presence now. That's feeling. If I were to ask anyone in the world, how do you know you exist? How do you know you are? They'll say, well, of course I know. But who is it that knows? Is it a thought? Is it a memory? Is it an emotion? No. It is a knowing. Ah, that's feeling. Got it? And this is the reason why people can seek for many, many years and never awaken. Because they seek through words. I ask people who have been doing this for many years, and I say, who are you? And they'll say, I am spirit. Big deal. Because they read it so often, they heard it so often. I'm a loving soul. I am part of God. Sounds beautiful. But what does it mean? If you don't feel it, it's nothing. You see, but if you feel it, you're awakened. And that's what awakening is. Awakening has nothing to do with words. It is a feeling. So, feeling is knowing. Feeling is that warmth, is that love. It is that being which we are always wanting, but thinking it is something else because we put words to it. You see? We put emotion to it. And that's how we destroy feeling. People can be very, very emotional, and we say, they're such feeling beings, they're such feeling... Hogwash. That's all outside show. To get in touch with your feeling is to find peace.